What's going on to you Sagittarius out here? Hope y'all having a great day. So for you Sagittarius, you actually have the King of Swords, the Two of Wands, and then you have the Ten of Cups. So these three cards right here for you. Okay. So there's a sense of you Sagittarius would rather you Sagittarius are being single, and for right now you Sagittarius would very much so rather be single because a lot of people try to make it seem like you winning with them, right? You're actually going to be doing something with them as far as winning is concerned, right? They're being successful in life. And for you Sagittarius, you have yet to actually seen that really happen. You know that for a fact that people talk just for talking's sake. But when it comes to actually putting their money where their mouth is, they don't actually do that type of stuff. So why that ends up actually being a problem for you Sagittarius is because while they are stunting to be about something, you Sagittarius really are about something. You really are about something. You Sagittarius actually are trying to find the right person, but you find out that right in the relationship or in the connection that these people are not it. They're not who they try to make themselves seem like they are, right? But you find that out later. And so the thing is that the Ten of Cups, so you got the Ten of Cups, and what the Ten of Cups represents, you Sagittarius are all too happy to be by yourself. You're content being by yourself or being single because you know from personal experience that most people talk just for the sake of talking anyway, like I was just finished saying. So again, at the end of the day, people can say whatever it is that they want to say, but does their words and their actions actually match up? And more often than not, it doesn't. So it's really a sense of you Sagittarius are realizing from your own personal experience more and more that you're real from your actions, right? Especially if you've been practicing what it is that you've been saying. Because, Sagittarius, a zodiac sign that, Sagittarius, Virgo, Aquarius, and Capricorn are zodiac signs where we could be seen as like a false, and Libra can be seen as like a false prophet, where we make it seem like we're the ones that actually put ourselves out here and we represent this at first, and then we end up switching all of what it is that we tried to make it seem like we stood for at first, then we end up switching up, right? And of course I put Virgo up in there. So especially you Sagittarius that actually really have been putting words and actions together and they match, you know why you are single. You know why. And that's the best part of it, right? You can say that you're real because you actually are. Because when you get yourself into a relationship or strive to have an honest relationship, a lot of people are not real. They say one thing, they do another. They make it seem like they're actually going to do right by you, Sagittarius, and they end up not being that. So you, Sagittarius, would rather be by yourselves right now. And the Temperance, and then you have the Temperance, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about, and the Six of Swords, excuse me. And the Temperance represents Sagittarius. So you showed up your own reading, major arcana. You're doing the right thing. You Sagittarius are actually doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing, which is just stay by yourself for a little while, because you get an actual chance to learn some more on a spiritual level. You know, you get a chance to see what the relationship element of life, what people are doing nowadays, right? What they do. You Sagittarius get a chance to actually sit back and observe, like, you ain't got anything to worry about because you're not dating right now. So you don't have to be the one to worry about if this person is cheating or if this person is giving you a difficult time. You don't have to worry about that type of stuff. And the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, yeah, some people are interested in you, right? You may also, this represents, you may be interested in some people as far as the way that they look. But again, there's a sense of, to move forward with this thing, there's a sense of, sorry about this, I'm getting ahead of myself. The Emperor and the Ten of Wands. Sometimes I'll be living in my head and I'll say something quick because I'll be thinking it, not even realizing I didn't even say it out loud. Sometimes I live in my head. Sorry about that. But the Emperor and the Ten of Wands, you Sagittarius, you're happy, you are content, like I was talking about, to be single, because you get a chance to actually see what it looks like when people are out here chasing up on after love, or so they say, running around, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You Sagittarius get a chance to be single, be at peace with yourselves. You don't have to worry about somebody getting on your nerves. A lot of the times people don't really want relationships like that, for real, for real. We're moving to a point realistically where not everybody's going to get into a relationship. Not everybody's going to be in a relationship. You know, some people will be in relationships. You'll have a portion of people who are into the relationship from the submission platform or piece. Then you'll have people who will just be like, look, I'm not necessarily going to submit in the sense of like leadership. We both going to be leaders, but we're going to learn how to actually cooperate with one another. It's called decentralization. There is no, to make it so that there is no one appointed leader. That's what decentralization is. Two of you just get along, but everybody, there is no leader, right? Then some people are going to be by themselves and they're going to be like, look, I don't want a relationship. If I want to kick back and have a cigar, then I'm going to go ahead and have a cigar. That's it. And I don't want anybody up in my face getting upset at me because they figure I ain't take out the trash that day. So that's how the dating sector is essentially breaking off. Some people are going to fly out. You know, some people are going to stay wherever it is that they are worldwide. And regardless of whether they have, you know, they have success or not is irrelevant. They just going to continue to do their thing. They still going to try. And so, once again, that should really bring a lot of you Sagittarius peace, because the way that a lot of the times people make relationships, they make relationships sound like you're either in one or you're lame. And it's like, no, there's different, we got to respect everybody. You may not necessarily like it, but you got to respect everybody. You're going to have some swirlers. You're going to have people that don't want to be in relationships with anybody. They ain't tripping about the skin complexion thing. They just don't want to be in a relationship with anybody. Because if you ask me, my mentality differs. And I hope YouTube don't hit me for this, but like my mentality differs very largely from the group of people who may have my skin complexion, if you know what I mean. And what I mean by that is, the whole religiosity, moralism, submit type of thing. My thing is, I live, and I'm not saying that other people don't have experiences, but what I'm saying is that you can't. There's so many nuances to this. Now, why that's important in the first place is because you Sagittarius are beginning to understand how much nuance there is, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups represents, because you Sagittarius understand, like I said, how nuanced life and overall dating, or I should say dating, but overall life is. Because you Sagittarius may be, some of you may be more happy being single, and some of you are going to stay single. Some of you are still going to want relationships and actually strive for that. But there's a sense of, like I said before, you Sagittarius not like learning how to personally take yourselves out of the equation on a personal level. And you Sagittarius are going to just observe how people move and learn their natures and learn how to maneuver and move better. So let's clarify the Queen of Cups. And what I mean by that is, if somebody, for instance, like if somebody that you Sagittarius end up hanging out with that wants to go talk to somebody else and it gets themselves into a relationship with another person, or maybe even be like mingling around, if you know what I mean, having romantic fun, getting into entanglements, and that's not your speed, I don't even see that you Sagittarius are going to be upset with that. I think if you ask me, I know that you Sagittarius are getting to a point where you're learning how to take yourselves out of that personal space where it's like you can't believe that this person did that. So let's clarify the Queen of Cups. King of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Tower, the Seven of Cups, and then you have the Nine of Wands. Right? The King of Wands and the Ten of Wands speaks to, because a lot of you Sagittarius are getting it through your head that regardless of what happens, stuff doesn't stop just because the person essentially leaves, or you find out that they are not real, or whatever it is. It's much more you Sagittarius are looking at it from a scientific perspective. And let me tell you, Sagittarius, ooh, that's dangerous for other people. Because once you can learn to take your emotions out of it, and you're not a robot, but I mean like you look at it, this is where they say the seeing, right? The spiritual eyes, that's where it is. You stop looking at it from a personal perspective. When I learned how to stop doing that, I still do it every now and again, but right, put myself in it emotionally, or I should say personally. But generally, I don't do it. This is where the humility comes from. This is where the lack of holding on comes from. I hold on, but I don't hold on to anyone tightly. If they want to leave, fine, let them go. You know, like I'm not. They're essentially free. You know, because at the end of the day, you Sagittarius are waking up, and like I said before, that makes you dangerous to other people, because you gonna end up having a lot of people attached to you because of the fact that the way that you Sagittarius move, the fact that you Sagittarius are not taking it personally. From the perspective of like you need to get back at somebody for messing around with your significant other. You're learning how to keep it lack of emotions, right? As far as more so a lack of taking it personally. And that's one of the things that people want to do in this world is troll you and get you emotionally uh to take things personally. Now, I don't know what they're getting out of it. I don't know what they're getting off of that themselves, but they have this particularly weird enjoyment of getting people to care about them so that they could put themselves in needless danger or unnecessary positions. And then complain that they don't have a superhero that's ready to save them. So the Tower, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. When you Sagittarius are able, you Sagittarius are becoming more able to let the situation go and move forward. The Nine of Wands is about how you got here. You're able to get to this point because you have dealt a whole lot of tragedy. See, a lot of the times how people get here, where they learn how to be like that, is that they go through a lot of tragedy. They go through a lot of dysfunctional moments where they end up getting emotionally they end up getting their heart broken in love. And they realize that there's a lot of broken, dysfunctional people who really shouldn't be saying that they love anybody because they seek to break the hearts of the people that they proclaim that they love so much. So that's pretty much it for now. A lot of you Sagittarius, you becoming real cool, calm, collected. That's it. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.